Hi there, thanks for tuning in to Make This Happen, where we discuss an idea we've been dying to see come alive. Every week, my friend, Jay Yee, and myself, Alex Gonzalez, will bring you a product you never knew you needed. Now, this week, we're tackling moon shoes. Specifically, these were a childhood product in which they would attach trampolines to the bottom of a shoe and make you bounce. Now, did they work? No. Was the weight requirement very small? Yes. Was I too fat to ever use them? Yes. So this week we are creating moon shoes for adults. And basically what I want to do is take a shoe and I want it to conserve as much energy as possible when you step down and then give it back to you when you step up. Now, I'm going to date myself here. I already have with moon shoes, but I'm going to go ahead and say something like if you put flubber on the bottom of your shoe. So I'm thinking something where it's like some kind of canvas, maybe some kind of tension going on between the two shoes, maybe some kind of conductive material where you can jump and then go from that. Maybe a non-Newtonian fluid or something where it's liquid and then until it actually strikes and then it bounces. So you could actually run further, faster, with bigger strides, with less impact on your joints. What do you think?
First of all, I did not know that these things existed.
Did you look it up?
No, but I could. But second biggest problem I see is just that, I don't know anything about this type of technology, but I don't feel like this... The technology, right. I feel like would be difficult. Oh, damn, these things are huge.
Is this... So... First off, is that what you said to Tesla? Is that what you said to Elon Musk? I think it's just way too difficult. I don't know. Reusable
got it.
Rockets, a car that can beat 2.0 seconds on a quarter mile. All I'm saying is we can create shoes that conserve energy and are extra bouncy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I see these OG moon shoes and essentially... It looks like there's two different types. The ones that's literally just springs, but then there's these branded moon shoes that have like Nickelodeon branding on some of them, where it is elastic bands, a giant like holy area where you could like put force down to go into that hole, and then it bounces you up. I guess is the idea.
Now, what if we could make better shoes with better materials and more tension? Tension such as a grip trainer would have. Tension that would be built for bigger adults. Tension that I think if we were even to use them for normal walking around, I think would work great. Yeah. Just not going downhill because you would fall forward, I believe, because you would bounce forward down the hill.
Seeing how the old school moon shoes work, I think that is a little bit more easy. What you're saying is a little bit easier, where it is not so gaudy. First of all, we'll make it compact. And from the outside, you could tell that it's not a regular shoe. For all in all, it does kind of look like just a weird shoe, right? It's not going to look like these giant plastic monstrosities that you see if you Google moon shoes.
And I think the originals were orange and green. Like, for some reason, they were like, first off, we have to make sure that everyone who's wearing moon shoes knows they're wearing moon shoes.
Yeah. For safety purposes. But I think, like it could be a little bit more form fitting and also using better materials, like you said, and what technology we have to like make it much more compact, where maybe it could be like they could be risers but a little bit more wider, with not like that empty plastic feel that you have in the original ones, but it's like all in the shoe, in the sole of the shoe is all this technology. And then, it's the idea that you go down and then like putting pressure down would bring yourself into the riser bit. And then when you lift off, it kind of pushes you a little bit. You're not going to be like jumping over small ledges and stuff like that, but it'll help you get higher with your natural jumping ability as well. So like I could see crazy parkour shit happening. Also, like you said, running would be really cool. And just maybe even just helping with like walking. Just takes less energy to walk around. Maybe it's easier on your feet and stuff to walk around this way.
And we can have it where it also deals with shock absorption too, where the tension in between the springs, the tension, it would also absorb the shock you put. So you can not only can you go further, faster, but you can do it for longer because your limbs aren't going to be absorbing the shock. The shoe is, and it's going to be transferring that to motion and transferring that to energy.
Yeah.
So that, because I'll tell you, personally myself, I'm in the process always of kind of just controlling weight. But if I go above 205 pounds on my 6-foot frame, which sometimes happens during the holidays and stuff, I can't jog anymore. I know already that's going to make my knees hurt. I'm going to bounce too much. My ankles are going to hurt. It's too much weight.
Yeah.
But if I had a pair of these, all of a sudden I might get going. And hey, maybe I strengthen my leg muscles and I get things ready so that when I'm ready to take them off, it's like a trainer into it.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, like walking on ground, your foot has to press against the ground, and then like you're moving your, like it's heel first, then to the toes.
It's like a rolling motion.
Yeah. With these shoes, it'd be the rolling motion, but you're not pressing against, your feet aren't pressing against anything. It's going into this riser bit of the sole. You know what I mean? So yeah. It's gonna feel a lot more weightlessness to it. Mm-hmm. But then you're also gonna get that force back when you lift because it's bouncing it back up. So all you're getting would be just it'll feel like you're kind of just walking on air, but getting a pushback. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I could see something. Yeah, like I said, I could see something more like that working, where like it just helps with the movement of walking and just makes it easier for certain people to walk more efficiently.
And I think we could have it where we will have wheels on it where we can adjust the tension. Where if you want a little bit of help, you just adjust the tension so it's less tense, or you can adjust it where it has maximal energy return. Mm-hmm. That way, depending on what your needs are or how far you want to go, you can adjust it that way. Until you get used to it.
Would argue against the adjustment. I think you'd have to buy the strength that you want, because if you have an adjuster, it could weaken the band.
It would weaken it, yeah.
Or like eventually, you know, switching it back and forth so many times, it could like wear it out. You know what I mean? Even faster than it normally would regularly.
So there's a couple things I want to ask here. Are we doing laces, or are we strapping it in, or is it going to be like a kind of a sock that you slip in? You know what I'm talking about? We can't do a sock because we're going to bounce out of the shoes. It has to be something somewhat secure.
It would have to be like bindings, kind of like how snowboarding boots will do it. Where it's
I see. So
like a click.
You're going to take
a
strap and you're going to pull it so it goes click, 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 so it doesn't go over, and then you're going to pull that right over on top of the strap that you just pulled, and then maybe slide that into another clasp, which you then push down to get it on. For anyone who has snowboarded before, I just explained this to the nth degree. To anyone who hasn't, you're welcome.
It's like roller skates, you know what I mean? Roller skates also have it where they have the clasp thing. But obviously these have to look, I see them looking more like a sneaker. And so I think they're going to be a little bit more visually appealing than these giant plastic clasps. You know what I mean?
just for the sake of it, because they're already going to be kind of expensive. For fun, let's put some lights on it. You know, let's make some lights go on it so that it looks cool as you're bouncing about. This could also be a thing where they can be used at parks. I know if I were in my younger days, I would invite a bunch of friends to play a football game with them, you know, or a basketball game where all of a sudden you can feel like you're athletic when you're not. Making crazy moves, just the same way, you know, you play sports on trampolines or you play wrestling in the pool. This would allow you to do things that are extraordinary, but with a safe kind of backup, where it's not going to be too crazy. I think honestly, ultimate frisbee would be hella fun with something like this, where you could chase after that, going really far, and then jump and catch.
Would you say that in the instructions of this thing, we would have to be like, at all times wear a helmet while wearing these?
Oh yeah, you're not gonna, but we're gonna recommend it.
Yeah, it's like you should wear a helmet. And then this is gonna be one of those products where at first there's no laws, and then within about 1, 2, maybe 5 years, you're gonna start seeing signs. There's gonna be laws that the state puts on these things where it's like, you cannot wear bounce shoes in this area. This is a non-bounce shoe area.
Oh, you mean once teenagers take them to outdoor malls and stuff, and
yeah.
outside of schools, or
just like when vaping hit, and just like skateboards and rollerblades, like no skateboarding or rollerblading or bicycles in this area.
That's it. We're ditching for lunch. Boom. As they're all hopping fences super easily.
Yeah. I definitely see that happening, like laws starting to go around where you can't.
But honestly, that would just make it more infamous and people more curious.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, they're banning them? Why? They must be super dope.
I definitely see like YouTube videos happening where it'd be like people trying to find, like gaps to do, where it'd be like, you got to jump off this bench and then jump onto the fence, do a 360 and land, and then jump up and grab a tree. And you just keep, you try to
it would create different jungle gyms and make it where you can interact with the outdoor environment even better.
Mm-hmm.
Black Friday, everyone's in line. All of a sudden you have moon shoes. So you're like, doo, 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 as like you're taking longer strides and getting ahead of everybody. Same thing with Disneyland. If you wanted to walk with less tension, you could get to Cars Land.
Not gonna let you wear these at Disneyland.
I'm getting to Cars Land first. As you're going through.
Yeah. Do they allow Heelys in Disneyland?
I think they do. There's no metal detector, so yeah, it would be one of those things that it would be like a Heely, but it would be less dangerous or more dangerous depending on how you do it.
I feel like it could be more dangerous depending on how it's implemented.
And we would have to say another warning: wear a helmet and don't use them indoors because you'll hit the ceiling.
I don't think you're jumping that high. Like
I have like an 8-foot ceiling, and then I'm 6 feet tall.
I guess
I can get 2 feet of air.
Yeah.
And then also, how cool is the ability to dunk, and then to give that to anybody at any time?
Right. How
volleyball? All of a sudden, I want to play fucking volleyball. You get so tired jumping, but it's such a fun sport.
How much of a height assistance, if you got the strongest one and you
think about
just
this
try
way.
To jump, how high do you think you're going to be able to
jump? Already when you jump and you try to jump your highest, you can probably get about a 2-foot vertical, right? 24 inches. 2 rulers against each other. You're lifting your knees, you're jumping. Huh?
With knees lifted, yeah, I might be able to get that.
Yeah, if not, you'll probably get maybe 18 inches, right?
Yeah, sure.
I think it would easily double that. You'd probably get 3 feet up off the ground.
That's pretty high up.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So we're going to have to include also tutorials of how to recover, which is bend your fucking knees. When you land, you can't be straight legged, because if you don't absorb the impact, you're going to be a spring. So like, let's say if you come straight down and you're rigid, you're going to bounce off into another direction.
Right. And that could also cause a lot of potential problems where if you just land and then you just can't stop. Like, what if someone tries to do this thing where they jump off like a 6-foot ledge and then they like jump and then they bounce up really high and they go back, jump, they bounce up really high again, and then they're like, I can't stop. I can't stop it.
You should have read the manual where it says on page 4, to diffuse energy, you have to bend your knees and slowly jump and come to a stop.
Also, do you think, I don't know how we would implement it, but would you say every 6 months you have to like inspect them to make sure they're not going to snap or like break, because it would be terrible if they break in the middle of something. You
I
know what I
think
mean?
we could make them strong enough where that doesn't happen. Now look, there's a product out there that is a tire and a board, and it's just basically one wheel, and it's about $1,000 to $2,000. If we make something that's like $400 to $500, but they're durable shoes, they're not gonna break. But I think what we're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to oil them up and clean them. Make sure that you take the hair out, you take the dust out, the sand, any rocks,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
anything that might stop those springs from coming in and out. And then we'd also have to say, in colder weather, you're going to bounce higher. In warmer weather, you're going to bounce lower. That's just how it goes. In colder weather, it's going to be rigid.
I also think that they're not going to last forever. There's no way.
No. Nothing
just
lasts
shoes
forever.
Don't even last forever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like,
you're going to
maybe
soles.
Maybe what it is after we had put in notes, maybe after like 6 months of heavy use or regular use, you will notice tension drop off. Like you're going to notice you're not going to start jumping higher. You're going to start feeling the ground more. You might even touch the ground a lot more. You know what I mean? Like it's going to get weaker the more and more you try to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't think it'll ever like snap and rubber band and like break a toe?
I think we'll make it so that it's appropriate for a good weight load. So it doesn't have to happen that way.
Got it.
Nike, make this happen. Thanks for listening. If you have any suggestions or products you'd like to see talked about, feel free to write in at @poundgames@gmail.com. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to join the @pound family, come find us at patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Patrons receive episodes 2 days early, meaning make this happen gets to your ears that much sooner. If you enjoyed our show, take a second to give us a review. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Store, and more. Catch you guys next Sunday with Jay's idea.
Projectors.
All right.
Real quick, what would you name these moon shoes? Did you not like my bounce shoe?
No, there's already been a bounce shoe. Let's see. Armstrongs.
But they're for your feet.
Neil Armstrong, sir?
But I understand. But they're for your legs, not
Bounce
your arm.
strong. Jump strong.
Jump strong.
Oh, man. And I know how to sell them, too. We would get everybody like Blake Griffin, Michael Jordan, LeBron, and we would all have them dunking. Or we'll all have regular ass people like you and me dunking on them. So like as they're playing a game and you see them dunk, all of a sudden you see like my chubby body just whack. Bounce strong. Live strong. Be strong. Arm strong. Feet strong. Okay.